We've got a great programme lined up for you tonight. Let's take a look at who's in my green room for you. My first guest is one of the funniest comedians and presenters around. I love it when he comes on the show. I'm a huge fan. It's the fabulous Alan Carr, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Anyone who doesn't love Alan Carr. Alongside Alan, the star has had huge success as a singer with the Saturdays. She's now one of our most popular TV presenters, the beautiful Rochelle Humes. Hey, Rochelle, great to have you here. Next up is one of the finest actors in the business from his standout roles in This Is England, Snatch, Pirates of the Caribbean and the current series of Line of Duty. It's the always brilliant Stephen Graham. There he is. Also on the show, a brilliantly funny BAFTA-nominated comedian whose career continues to go from strength to strength. Once again, I'm a huge fan. It's Romesh Ranganathan. Yeah. It's going to be a funny show. And finally, we're also joined by an artist who's sold over 111 million singles. She's had 15 billion streams of her songs worldwide. It is, of course, Ellie Goulding. And Ellie will be chatting and also performing at the end of the show. Before we bring our first guest out, this is a true story, ladies and gentlemen. ITV, that's our home here, ITV has lots of exciting shows on at the moment, but some of them will soon be keeping you on the very edge of your seats, literally, because they have announced plans to open an ITV theme park in Kent. I mean, I'm surprised you're even that excited. There's going to be an X Factor ride, of course. I imagine that'll be very popular, very noisy, and it'll feel like it's never going to end. They're also planning a Jeremy Kyle DNA booth. It'll be the only theme park where you leave with 2 kids you never knew you had. Next to that is a haunted house, which is basically Piers Morgan hiding in the dark, shouting opinions that you thought had died years ago. Let's get my first guest out. He is a very chatty man indeed. It's the always fabulous Mr. Alan Carr. What a fabulous entrance, as always.
This is too tight.
It's not. You look lovely.
It is too tight.
You think it's too tight for you? It's not too tight.
It's too tight. Look, I look like a Richmond sausage.
Oh. So, look, since last time you came on the show and we chatted, you got married.
Got married,
so,
yes.
Congratulations. Alan and Paul got married. It was just the beginning of last year, wasn't it? It was January.
Yeah, January. Got married by Adele.
Wow. I mean, that's amazing. And we will get on to that, but before
I'll just hoover up that name I dropped.
Yeah. OK, so you should... Adele, who none of us have seen for a while, you are close friends with.
Yeah.
And so you asked her whether she would sing at your wedding, I believe.
Yeah, and she said, you know what? I'll ordain myself and I'll marry her.
Wow.
Yeah, and we did it in her back garden. She even moved a swing ball. Yeah, and she paid for it all.
Wow, that's even better.
How she is the loveliest person ever, and she did everything. It was like the most magical day ever. And then as a treat, she took us to see Celine Dion. Wow. In Caesar's Palace, yeah, and it was so funny being with her because we sneaked into the back to see her because obviously she's Adele and like this, and we're sitting at the back and we've got hoodies on and stuff, being low key, and there was this guy in front going, Celine, I love you, Celine, give us a wave, Celine. And Adele was like, shall I go and whisper in his ear, hello? I said, you will kill him. You will kill that guy. You will kill that guy. That's my Adele. No, but she's absolutely lovely, and it was the most magical day ever.
Who proposed? Did you propose? Did Paul propose?
Paul proposed in Indonesia.
Wow.
Where homosexuality is illegal, which was...
Risky. Adds a frisson to the evening.
I know. I was like, sharp, look around. I'm not even gay. Run. So, but yeah, it's lovely, and of course I said yes, and I didn't think anyone would fall in love with camp people.
Oh, no, but you are hard not to love.
Do you reckon?
Yes,
No one looks at a camp person and goes, oh, I wouldn't mind hanging out the back of that. No one says that.
You're confusing lust with love here, though.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. And so, how is married life? How are you finding it? Because this is... we're coming up for a year and a half in pretty soon.
Yeah.
And it is different, isn't it? It is different.
Things change, don't they? You know I love him. We are made for one another.
You are. It's weird, because it shouldn't work, but it does.
Yeah.
Because you're very different people.
Yeah, it's like chicken tikka lasagna. It shouldn't... It shouldn't work,
but
but
it's
it
somehow
does.
irresistible.
Yeah, you want more.
Now, let's talk a little bit about Adele again, though, because she hosted your wedding, which is a magnificently generous
wonderful,
gesture. And I know you're very
absolutely
close. And you attended her 30th birthday bash recently.
Yes.
Which
yes.
must have been an exciting... I imagine that was a fun party.
Oh, she throws a great... The thing is, people listen to her music and think she's just sitting at home playing solitaire with a cat. You know, she throws great parties.
Yeah. Well, she's a fun character. So
she's great.
Was there a theme to the party? Was it a fancy...
It was the Titanic, yeah. Wow. The movie.
The movie, not the actual event.
Yes, that was it. And you had to go as someone on the Titanic.
Okay.
Now, I overthought it. My Paul went as the old lady.
Yeah.
And then I went as the unsinkable Molly Brown, you know, Kathy Bates.
Yes.
And, you know, when I turned up there, everyone had put a lot of effort in. But, you know, when you've overthought it, and it was like, I looked shit. I looked absolutely shit. And there was a lot of famous people there. And then I remember, you know, Tom Ford.
Yeah.
I went up to him, you know, when you're a bit pissed, I thought, I'll have it. I said, I'm the unsinkable Molly Brown. And he looked me up and down and went, oh, you'll sink.
Let me ask you about a new show. I don't think I've ever seen you do a bad performance on TV.
Oh, that's nice.
I've seen you in some bad shows.
Oh, God, yeah.
Fortunately, this one won't be like that.
No, it's good. This is
good. It's called There's Something About Movies. It just started this week on Thursday on Sky One.
Yes.
Tell me about it. What's the premise behind this?
It's a panel show. It's not a normal panel show, is it? It's like a panel show on steroids. It's a celebration of the movies, and I do some amazing things. The budget and the vision on it is just
They must have spent a fortune on it.
Well, I did that. Have you seen A Shape of Water, where it's the mutants?
It's a beautiful film.
Yeah, they filmed that with me in Pinewood Studio, in the tank where they taught...
Well, we have a photograph of you there.
Now, I had to go underwater.
Can we go in close? Let's have a look at Alan's face. You've still got your glasses on, I noticed.
Well, I couldn't see. I can't see. The thing is, I had to swim down, and I can't swim. And
You can't... You're just not very good, or you can't...
I can do that. What's that?
I think that's just being camp, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's having a camp fight.
I'm like a... Yeah, and I scream if I go under a power shower.
So you really don't like being...
No.
Immersed.
And because I was like, because I was trying to get down, because I had to go swim down and kiss the mute girl.
Yeah, yes.
And so they put weights on my ankles and wrists and round my neck to keep me down. I went down like a sack of shit. Next thing I know, I'm laying on the floor of the tank going...
Oh, no. I mean, that's dangerous.
Yeah, I know. And because the latex suit flapped, it was like motorboating myself. It was like...
That's the air. That was air escaping.
Air.
And so, did they send someone down to get you out?
Yes,
or did you...
this man came down and then gave me oxygen and then took me up and stuff. But we do all kinds of things on it.
And one of the things you do, and I know you recreate scenes that you were just talking about there.
Yeah.
But this one, tell me about this. This is the Harry Met Sally scene. And it's in a cafe. But are these actors in the cafe with you, or is this a real...
No. We went there and we had to recreate the famous scene.
The famous where she fakes an orgasm in the deli, yeah.
And I don't think Michael Sheen had been told properly, because he turned up, he just thought he was going to be Harry and I was going to be Sally.
Yeah.
And all these people were just these East End workmen having their lunch, and it was so embarrassing.
Well, it's... I mean, you can see they're a little confused as what's going on.
I'd say.
Yeah, let's have a look. This is from There's Something About Movies, Sky One, next Thursday, 9 p.m. Have a look at this.
Look, Alan, I like full English as much as anyone else, but why am I here today? Why did you get me here?
We're recreating the infamous Meg Ryan scene from When Harry Met Sally. You know, the orgasm scene.
Right.
I'll go first, right. Just get rid of me mushroom. Easy.
A very funny show with one of the best hosts on TV right there. Every Thursday, Sky at 9 p.m. I'm going to be watching.
Paul is a very lucky man, isn't he?
So you're living on a farm now. I've toyed with the idea. I think everyone's thought, wouldn't it be lovely to give up living in the city and go and live on a farm? Is it what you hope? What are the
Paul's a farmer. So I go down. I love the city, and then I go down, and he looks after all the animals and stuff. But I mean, you think it's all like going to be like this? It's just shit and death. It's like Game of Thrones down there. Honestly, things are having sex with things they shouldn't do. Things are dying.
Yeah.
And you know what he does as well? He didn't tell me. He names the animals. I'm sitting down there. I'm watching Pointless. He runs in. Rihanna's dead. Rihanna's dead. She's dead. I said, what? Dead? She's like hit by a tractor. I'm like, what? Rihanna's a duck. Rihanna's a duck.
He needs to warn you if he's doing that.
I know.
Okay. And Paul O'Grady has the farm next door, is that right?
Well, no, that's it. He's down the road.
Oh, he's down the road?
Yeah.
Paul O'Grady's down the road and Julian Clary's over there as well,
Yeah, Julian Clary lives next door, honestly.
I mean, it's changing the face of modern farming.
I know.
Always so much fun to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, he's a fabulous guest. Mr. Alan Carr, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful.
Thank you for having me.
Still to come, Ellie Goulding and Stephen Graham. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You'll be pleased to know Mr. Alan Carr is still right here. So we're going to bring my next guest out. She is a massive star and has one of the most distinctive voices in pop. Before she comes out here, let's have a look at some of her biggest hits.
I don't wanna be somebody without your body close to me. We're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. Love me like you do, love me like you do.
Amazing. Here she is, the fabulous Ellie Goulding. You look fabulous.
Thank you.
You look just as nice as ever. Here you go. You come up here, Ellie. So first of all, congratulations. I was just talking to Alan about getting married, and you've just announced your engagement recently.
Yes.
A young fella by the name of Casper Jopling.
Yeah, that's him.
Now, how did he propose? Was it a traditional sort of proposal thing?
I think he proposed a bit sooner than he thought he was going to. I think he got a bit overexcited and proposed the week before he was planning.
What, you mean overexcited? What were you doing?
Well, we'd had maybe a couple of drinks, we were doing a puzzle.
You're doing a puzzle?
He likes them.
What, a jigsaw puzzle?
Jigsaw puzzle.
A jigsaw puzzle?
Anyway, I think he was getting bored of it, and then, and then he proposed.
Hold it, he was getting bored with the puzzle. This is the least romantic proposal I've heard.
No,
I'm bored with this, want to get married.
It doesn't sound very romantic, but it was quite romantic.
It was quite
for
romantic?
some reason, yeah.
OK.
Yeah.
Did he do that? He didn't get down on one either?
He didn't, and then I was like, get down on one knee.
Did you want him to?
Because I'm quite traditional like that,
Yeah,
so I wanted the down on one knee, yeah.
So, have you set a date? Do you know when you get married?
Yeah, we're getting married this year.
This year
End of
sometime?
This year, yeah.
That's pretty quick then.
I know,
Wow.
really quick.
And who's going to organise it? You're going to organise it? Are you going to get your family involved? Who's going to do the big planning?
Family are a bit involved. His family are a bit involved, and my family. No, we've got people helping us, thank God.
So, like wedding planners?
Yeah.
You know you should get. Adele does a good wedding.
She does the best wedding ever.
What?
And she pays for
She
it, love.
plans
And she
wedding.
pays for it. I was like that with my credit card.
And she takes you to see Celine. Have you ever seen Celine Dion live?
I have not, but I love Celine Dion
Oh,
very
she's
much.
amazing.
Very much.
You know when you talk to her, because we met her backstage, she's like that. She talks as nasal as she is in real life.
I love her.
You are the worst impersonator
She sounds nice.
That was like Jimmy Cagney or something.
She does, she's not like that.
OK. Are you going to have a hen do? Are you going to have a night out, a traditional kind of gathering the night before?
My best friend has planned a hen do. No idea what it's going to be. Hoping for a stripper, why not?
Yeah.
That's the usual hen do. Why not?
I think that was possibly a volunteer. I'm not sure.
But yeah, I have no idea what's happening.
So what would be the worst kind of evening they could plan for you, do you think?
Life drawing.
Life drawing? Have you done life
Because
drawing?
it sort of came up in one of the conversations, and it's just not for me.
Why not?
Just can't draw.
I mean, you don't get judged at the end. They don't say, this is...
I think you
is this
do
what you
get
did?
judged.
This is rubbish, get
No,
out,
you
Gordon.
definitely do get judged a
No,
bit.
you don't,
Like,
do you?
everyone goes, oh, that's good, but really in their head thinking that's rubbish. So I think there's a little bit of judging. I don't want any judging. I did go to a hen... No, absolutely not. No way.
No, Alan,
no.
strike a pose, strike a pose. Just give us a quick... Just see if you can capture him quick.
What do you want, like on all fours?
Yes,
I
please.
can't. Stay still. I can't... honestly, this part of my brain just doesn't exist. I can't even...
Ellie, get a move on.
Come on, please. I want cramp. And don't do, like, wonky teeth and massive glasses like they do on Leicester Square. I want proper ones.
Yeah.
Honestly...
You want me to offer a bit of support there? Do you want to have a lead?
No,
I just
Lean on the
can't
tripod.
do it.
OK, let's have a look.
I can't.
What the? Holy...
Alan, hold it up so everyone can see. Actually, you've kind of sort of got Alan's face right. I mean, you would know. I mean, certainly out of the three of us, you'd know who that was meant to be.
Mysterious. You can sort of,
It's not. I don't think it's mysterious,
OK,
Ellie.
sorry. I'm trying.
Oh, hold it. The green room have had a go at drawing you as well, Alan. Let's have a look at this. So, everyone
Like being back in the bloody
Let's have a look at
playground. What's going on?
What?
Oh, my God. Not too far away from mine.
It's you on all fours.
Babe.
I think it's him on. I think it's him on hormones as well. Oh!
Oh,
I like that one.
oh, that's not... Ramesh, that's not...
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's not
Okay,
funny.
let's hope we saved the best till last. Let's have a look at yours, Stephen. What the heck? I mean, look at his little face. He's proud of it.
I'm fine, that.
He thinks he's done you a favour. OK, so maybe don't do the life drawing there. Maybe you're right on that. Speaking of weddings, you performed at William and Kate's wedding?
I did, yeah.
So who approached you? They must both be fans, I guess.
Yeah, I think they were big fans of the first album in particular, and somebody mysterious reached out to me, didn't know who it was, anonymous call, all that stuff. And then, yeah, and then that was kind of...
And did they specify what songs they wanted to do, or they just said, would you perform? Was there
No, they were they were quite specific. Yeah, they liked some of the album songs, which I always appreciate, and then just some cover songs.
They want the bangers as well.
They wanted the bangers, the hits, and some cover songs.
And did you get to stay and hang out with them in the evening? Did you have
Yeah,
not
we hung
obviously? Yeah.
Yeah, hung out a bit, had a couple of drinks.
But Alan has had a wild night out with at least one member of the royal family, I believe.
Well, yeah, I was in a nightclub and then I got this tap on the shoulder and it was like Prince Harry. Wow. And I like a bit of ginge. Yeah. So I was like... And he tapped me and said, where's your glasses? Because I'd been, like, doing...
Once again, you are the worst impersonator you've ever had on the show.
Celine Dion was there. She was like, where are your glasses? And then I started doing the dirty wine with him, and then I got a bit over-familiar and grabbed his tie, pulled him on top of me. But it's like SAS people were shit, because I didn't even get tasered or anything.
Wow.
I should have been like...
Yeah.
It was like, nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Yeah. I mean, I would love it if his security did still use blow darts.
Yeah.
Suspicious person.
It probably weren't, it didn't feel it. I was like King Kong, I'm still like...
Now, we're lucky enough to have Ellie performing for us this evening. And you're performing your new single, 16. And this is it about you at 16, or is it just about the idea of being 16 again? What is it?
It's kind of bits of me at 16, but, oh, yeah, that's a bunch of my friends on the cover. I've got a couple of friends who are still with the person that they met when they were 16, and they've got kids and they're married, and I realised that I just hadn't ever written about that. And I've written about, you know, falling in love and being heartbroken and, you know, meeting someone in a kind of whisk of you know, crazy, you know, falling in love and...
The euphoria of the early days of that relationship.
Yeah,
Before it goes sour and you wind up living on a farm. Yeah. So, Ellie, you can perform for this evening. I can't wait to hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, she's here all night. It's the fabulous Ellie Goulding. Thank you, Ellie. Still to come on the show, the brilliant Stephen Graham, the very funny Ramesh Ranganathan, and, of course, Rochelle as well. See you after the break. Welcome back to the show. Let's get my next guest out. Ladies and gentlemen, he is one of the country's finest actors, from huge films like Gangs of New York to great British dramas, including Line of Duty and This Is England. Here he is. It's the fabulous Stephen Graham. Welcome. I'm through here. Good artwork, by the way. Good artwork.
Sorry. All right, look. Sorry.
It's Stephen, genuinely, it's great to have you on the show. I'm so excited you're here. He's an amazing actor, isn't he, ladies and gentlemen? I don't think I've seen you give a bad performance.
Thank you.
Most recent success that we've all been enjoying, and the final episode tomorrow night, Line of Duty. Big show to enter, and I believe Jed, the man who created that, he wrote that part especially for you. Did he tell you much about what he had planned when you did it, or was it like you just trusted him because you knew the show was good, you knew he was good?
No, he told me straight away from the start what was going to happen to the character, which is why I found it was really interesting.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, can you say...
Well, let's say, OK, this is a spoiler alert.
Slits his throat.
Oh,
okay.
no.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The whole point about giving a spoiler warning is you wait till it's over before you say the spoiler.
Yeah, there you go.
There's no point in having another go now. It's too late.
But he slit his throat.
He should have slit your throat, then you couldn't have spoiled it. I don't know. Hey, are you watching Line of Duty, by the way?
Yeah, I love it, but I don't know what's going on, but I love it.
But you must know the person they're hunting, of course, is the mysterious H.
Yeah,
H. Do you know... You don't... Obviously, you wouldn't tell us if you know, but tell us if you know. Do you know...
Do they know? Don't they know? What are
you don't have to tell us who it is,
Yeah.
who he or she is, but do you know who H is?
On my ma's life, no? No, seriously, I don't know.
Wow.
I read the scripts, but I'm not giving anything away.
But when you saw the last episode, and in the cast list it had H from Steps, right?
Yeah, that was funny.
That's a shocking reveal.
Yeah, that's a shocking reveal.
Now, let me ask you about this thing. There was a story I saw in the papers recently said that you used to get into a lot of trouble when you were a kid. And it said that you, I don't know, you and some friends used to steal Porsches.
Never stole a Porsche in my life. I've never stole a car ever, and to say I nicked Porsches is just ridiculous.
Well, at least there's a certain level of quality there, though.
But where I was from, there was no Porsches around. You know what I mean?
So have you spoken to them about that? You've tried...
It's, you know, people obviously write whatever they want, as we all well know, and occasionally we get a chance to say, no, that's not true.
They shouldn't write that sort of thing about
Not
you.
really, no, not really. Yeah. Thank you for that. No, I don't think they should.
Well, no, they absolutely shouldn't. You sure you never stole even one Porsche?
I've never nicked a Porsche.
Maybe you forgot, maybe you thought it was...
How would you forget if you nicked a Porsche?
You can do just about every accent. I've heard you do most accents. You're from Kirby, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm from
Kirby, which is just outside of Liverpool, I think.
Yeah, just on the outskirts.
But do you find it easier to slip into all the other ones?
I do, actually, if I'm honest. I must just be very lucky. I've got a good ear for it. But what I try to do is either be in that area for a little bit, or I'll watch programmes from where, you know, where that area is set. I'll watch programmes where that's meant to be from. So, yeah, I've got a good ear for it, really.
And American accents are, notoriously hard to get, and you've
so
done
good.
that a few
Only
times.
because I watched him in Band of Brothers like years and years ago.
That was one of your first big roles, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, there was a load of us in that back in the day.
How did you get that accent?
That fella was from Wisconsin or somewhere like that, so I just listened to it. You know, I had tapes of it and stuff, and you pick it up.
Yeah.
You know,
Like little get-in words, like for Geordie, it's like Kodak colour gold. Kodak. Kodak colour gold.
Colour gold, he just said.
Kodak colour gold.
I've never heard that.
That doesn't sound...
That's
That doesn't sound like Geordie at all.
Somewhat
that
more.
sounds a little bit more Jamaican.
Yeah.
Kodak colour gold.
That's Geordie. Kodak colour
See,
gold.
look, no. Kodak colour gold.
Yeah.
That's Jamaican. That's Jamaican.
Stephen's
But you just said
granddad-
it like that.
You're joking.
No,
Stephen's
seriously.
grandfather is Jamaican, isn't he?
Yeah, my granddad was
So
Jamaican.
when you slip in the Jamaican accent, presumably you grew up hearing that.
No, I didn't actually, because he unfortunately passed away before I died. But it's just I'm good with that particular accent.
Yeah. You've played, I mean, amazing career so far, Stephen. You've worked with Martin Scorsese, is it 3 times now? Is it?
Yeah, yeah,
3
it's,
times with the great Martin Scorsese.
Thank you.
No, we know you're doing something right when that happens. You've got a new movie coming out. This is you. Is Robert De Niro in this film with you, as well as being one of the producers?
Yeah, Robert De Niro.
This is The Irishman, yeah?
Yes, and Al Pacino.
Working with Pacino, I mean, that, for an actor, I guess, he's about as good as it gets as well, isn't
Of course, yeah. And there was a little... I'd kind of had an idea in our house when I was reading through, and so I started messing about. We shot it 3 times, and then on the 3rd take, he's eating ice cream really slowly, and he's got this big scene, and he owes me £2 million. Do you know what I mean? And I've known him for a while, and he's not giving me money. And we're both
we should explain, this is in the film, not in real life.
Yeah, not in real life. Not in real life,
The
no.
characters, yeah.
The characters, yeah.
Yeah.
He's Jimmy Hoffa, and he owes me $2 million. So he's eating his ice cream and all that and everything. And on the 3rd go, I thought, right, I'm going to do it now. And I'd already planned this, but I told the cameraman and I told the props fella, and he's eating it, and he just puts his ice cream down, he's looking at me, and I just went, and I threw the bowl right across the room, and he went, oh! And then we carried on a little bit, and then Marty went, cut, and he went, did you see that, Marty? The kid frightened me. He frightened me. And then from then on, he called me the kid. And,
amazing.
And it was just a really nice situation, do you know what I mean?
So the kid is one of your nicknames.
Yeah.
Dutchie. You're called Dutchie.
How
when
did you know that?
Well, I've asked a few
Got
of the...
some spies there, haven't you?
When you were arrested for Porsche theft, one of their cops phoned me, and he said...
And the Ferrari I robbed as well, yeah.
I can't even say Ferrari, so I mean, I wouldn't get out.
That's why I said it.
But let me ask you about Leonardo DiCaprio, because you were great on screen with him in Gangs of New York.
Thank you very much.
But you almost killed him, didn't you?
I didn't almost kill him. No, at first, you know, I was kind of testing him out, and he was testing me out and stuff, and then we became good mates. But we had a little... He used to drive around in a golf cart, but 2 days before we're due to start work, he's driving around in this golf cart, and I've asked him if I can have a go. Now that does make me sound like I've robbed Porsches, doesn't it?
Because I'll have a go anyway when you're not looking.
What accent was that? You take the piss out of mine?
That was Kirby.
That was Kirby. That was an attempt at Kirby. Nearly there. Yeah. So I've drove. Now you've made me very self-conscious. I've drove this.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I've drove this this golf. So I'm driving this golf cart straight down the hill, and we've come to a corner, and I've looked at DiCaprio, and I've said to him. See.
Amazing.
We don't all have to talk and tell stories
that's
like
amazing.
that. So I've gone to Leo, gives a go with your golf cart, and I've bombed down this hill, and then I've turned the corner, and as I've turned the corner, I've hit a brick that was on, and I've hit this brick, and the golf cart started to tip, but it's gone like in slow motion. Yeah. And as it's gone, his leg's underneath, and it looks like it's going to land on his foot. And then he's just pulled it in, and it's hit the floor. And then we've got up and all that, and then he's gone, oh my God. He said, we nearly... You could have broke my leg. And I was going, I'm so sorry. Yeah. I'm so sorry. He said, this is a $150 million film. We mightn't have been able to film it. And I was going, I'm so sorry. And he said, I fucking love you, man. Crazy. And then he gave me the nickname Animal from that moment on.
Animal?
Animal, yeah.
Dutchie?
Yeah.
The Kid?
The Kid, yeah.
You're collecting them?
I am, I suppose. Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Let's talk about the new project, because there's a new show which Stephen stars in. It's starting on Wednesday, 15th of May on Channel 4. And it's you working once again with the fabulous Shane Meadows.
Yeah.
Who's an amazing... He was the brains behind This Is England and films like A Room for Romeo Brass. I've seen the first 2 episodes of this. It's 4-parter. Amazing stuff. And there's a sequence earlier on in which your character, who has had problems with alcohol in the past, something happens in his life and he falls off the wagon. And it must be... I would have thought to actually be in that place as a character, that must be pretty tough.
Yeah, it was. You know, you have a duty of care, I suppose, in many respects when you're taking something on like that. And it's a man who'd been sober for 2 years. And his child and his ex-wife are moving away to Australia. And he pretends that he can cope with it, and he pretends he's going to be OK. And then he just presses the panic button, and he picks that first drink up.
Let's have a look. This is The Virtues, amazing piece of television. I think it'll be a must-see for everyone. Have a look at this.
Joe.
right there, fella?
I'm looking for Annie.
How do you know who I am?
It's me, it's Joseph. You alright?
It's my brother. It's my brother.
Where's Cilla Black when you want it? Surprise, surprise. Who's that?
That, Joseph, is my sister.
I think I know you, Joe.
I don't remember anything.
I swear to God, if I have to pull over now, I'll kill you.
Excuse the case, go on.
I get it. You're just dealing with stuff.
That place leaves its mark.
Stop trying to get in my head, mate, because my head's not that good at the minute.
What have you done?
Something really bad.
Stop it!
Tell him what you want me to tell you. That's right.
An amazing drama. Thank you. Stephen, amazing having you here. Thank you so much. Genuine, I'm not saying this for any other reason. I think it's one of the most amazing pieces of television I've seen all year. So The Virtues on Channel 4, look out for it. Stephen, thank you much for being here. Stephen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Fabulous. Stephen Graham. Let's get my next guest out, ladies and gentlemen. He's one of the most popular stand-ups around, and with very good reason. The very funny Mr. Ramesh Ranganathan. You're looking fly. You're looking sick.
Hello, mate. Nice one.
Ramesh, great to have you back on the show.
Thanks for having me, man.
You look very cool. You look very well.
Thanks you very much. I'm very excited to be here. It's nice to be. I know Stephen from way back. We used to rob cars together.
Yeah. But that was then.
Yeah.
Now, though, you're married with 3 children.
Yes.
When you're touring, you're away a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
And is that easy for you? Do they miss you? Do you miss them a lot?
I miss them a lot. I don't think they honestly miss me a lot.
Do you ever go back home and things have completely changed?
Mate, it's insane. I went back. Last time I went back, there's another bloke.
That's a big change.
Because you're away for ages.
I was talking a bathroom or something like that, not a new fella.
No, she said to me, look, I'm sorry, but both his eyes look in the same direction. I'm moving on.
I need to ask you something, Ramesh, and we have, of course, Stephen here, and he might take for example, you have gone on record as saying that Liverpool is the worst place to gig.
Well, hold on. Well, yes. Actually, I don't know why I'm being cagey about it. The reason is like, it can be really good, but the problem, not the problem with Liverpool, but the issue as a comedian going to Liverpool is all Scousers are funny, or at least believe themselves to be funny. And so, if you go as a comedian, it's sort of very much sort of a come and impress me attitude. And so, if they like you, they really like you. But if they don't, it'll be one of the worst nights.
Isn't that your fault, though?
Pardon?
Because I think you're...
You see what I'm talking about? Scousers are pricks, mate. That's what I'm saying.
Bang out of order. I told you at the beginning, I think you're hilarious. Me and my family watch your show all the time.
Mate.
I think you're brilliant. But all I'm saying is, if I've paid my money to go and have a laugh, I'll pay my money to go and watch her sing and I'm entertained. But if I've paid my money to go and have a laugh and you don't make me laugh, you're shit.
Yeah. And that is what all of Liverpool will say to me on the night. Do you know what I mean? Well, it's sort of like if I would say the first like 5 minutes, you're sort of thinking, I hope this goes well. And then when it goes, when they laugh at your when it kicks in, it's amazing. But when you go to Liverpool, you think there's always a possibility it won't kick in.
It'll kick off.
Exactly. Exactly. This guy, I tell you what, I'm setting him up, he's knocking him out of the park. It's like a double up.
OK, we're going to take a break. Before we do, though, you know, we were talking a little bit to Stephen about his grandfather being from Jamaica, and I don't think this was an ambition of yours, but you've performed on stage in Jamaica, haven't you? At a dance hall.
I've seen this. This is hilarious.
Yeah. Well, we'll show you. It's an amazing show that Ramesh did with Rob Beckett, which one of the funniest shows this year. I'll show you that clip after the break. Don't go away. More with Ramesh and, of course, Stephen, Ellie and Alan after the break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Just before we went to the break, I promised I'd show you this clip. So the premise of it's Rob and Ramesh.
Yes.
Versus
different things.
A different thing each week. So first of all, this is a Jamaican dance hall performance. So did you know what did
Not
they tell you? Not
really. So we were trying to sort of immerse ourselves in Jamaican culture, and then there was this dance group who are like massive in Jamaica, and they sort of trained us. and then we performed on, like, Jamaica's kind of version of X Factor, I guess.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a big deal in Jamaica. Like, it went badly, man. Like...
It was funny, though.
Yeah, but it was terrifying to do, because, like, it wasn't even like the Jamaicans were laughing at us. They were just like, stop! But what was fortunate is, like, I was doing it with Rob, and Rob was much worse than me. And also, Rob Beckett, big white teeth, blonde hair, white as a day is long. He's going to be the first one to get killed if it goes badly. I thought I'd just go on the cover.
let's have a look. This is an amazing series. Have a look at this.
All right, we have something special for you. Please welcome to the stage, all the way from the UK, Ramesh Ranganathan and Rob Beckett, joined by the Ravens Claymore.
Oh, God. Oh, shit. We were about to dance live on Jamaican national television. Oh, God.
Fuck me. Check. All right.
Shake that thing, miss. Can I shake that thing, miss? And I better shake that thing, yeah. Donna. Woman, get busy.
We barely started, and people were already laughing at Rob. Now, I'm not saying I was good, but he was shocking.
I mean, quite painful for us to watch that. For you, that must be excruciating.
It's the worst. Yeah, doing it was horrific. It was absolutely horrific.
And afterwards, when you came off, did the people in the crowd, did they speak to you? Did they give you any encouragement?
We didn't hang about, mate. I was literally gone. When it closed up on Rob there, I was gone. I was a memory.
OK, so Romesh has got a brand new show, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very funny-looking show. It's called The Ranga Nation. It's sort of topical, but not heavy topical, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sort of... It's not like a political show. It's not satire or anything. It's a show where we talk about, you know, the week's talking points, if you like. And it's me. I'm hosting it, and then we've basically got a focus group of 25 members of the public who are from different parts of the country, from different backgrounds, to get a proper cross-section of Britain. And my mum's in it as well.
Yeah, now, your mum, this seems to be something... She's in a lot of your work these days, it seems.
Well, it's one of the conditions for her remaining in the country.
Can I ask a question? Does your mum get paid?
Yes, she does. She does get paid. I don't know how much she's getting paid, but she does get paid.
So she's on a nice little earner now, because...
Yeah, she is, yeah. She's doing all right. She's still claiming, though. She calls it, darling, that's my little double bubble.
And has she, presumably, she's seen you live. Does she invite other family members so they come and see you perform?
Do you know something, Matt? She sends so many random Sri Lankans to my shows. Like, immigration would have a field day coming to one of my shows.
And do they know what to expect material-wise from you?
No. Like, they'll sort of express to you that they enjoyed it. Like, one guy just said to me, I liked it, but there's a lot of baka-chaka-taka. A lot of profane language. Not for me, but, you know, the people that like you, they seem to enjoy it. You know, that's... Can I just say... No, before... I know you're about to... Can I just say, for the... Liverpool, I love you. I think you're wonderful. I don't want to die, man.
No. Well, I was asking because I knew... the reason I asked that is I knew that what you were saying was sometimes it's hard playing there because the audience can be as funny as you.
Yes, and because they're such wonderful, warm, lovely people. And I just want to say, you know, some towns you go to, you play there, and it's too easy. And you go to Liverpool, and when Liverpool take you to their hearts, it really is more special than any other place in the country. Love you guys.
It's great to have you here. The Ranga Nation starts on Sunday, 19th of May on BBC Two. I think it's going to be a big hit. Mr. Ramesh Ranganathan, ladies and gentlemen. OK, time for my next guest. She's been a star since the age of 12 when she joined S Club Junior. Since then, she's conquered the charts with the Saturdays, and now she's taking over TV as well. It's the fabulous Rochelle Humes. Thank you for coming on. Here we go.
You pretended like you hadn't seeing each other back there. I like it. So showbiz.
Rochelle, we were talking earlier on to Ellie about her engagement and
Yes.
Alan about his... And you've been married to Marvin for nearly 7 years now,
It'll
is
be
it?
7 years this summer.
Wow,
It's gone
amazing.
so quickly. I know. I can't believe it. It just sort of
It's
flown
whizzed
by.
by, hasn't it? How did you first get together, though? Because you were in the Saturdays when you met, I guess? Or
Yeah,
were you,
so, well, we met actually when I was younger, and then fast forward, you know, a few years on, he was in JLS, I was in the Saturdays, and we were at like one of those sort of multi-act bills. We were in Ireland.
So
and
lots of bands with
loads of
hits
different
on the...
bands performing at this big concert. And we were at a club, and they put us all together on a table. And I went to the toilet, and my bag was on the chair, or whatever. He took my phone out of my... How creepy is this, by the way? He said it's initiative, but he took my phone out of my bag, called himself from my phone.
Oh, so he'd had the number.
And got my number, yeah.
That isn't
It's
legal,
bloody
I don't
weird.
think, probably.
It's so... I mean, he's got the last laugh because I married him, but it's bloody weird.
But it's quite... I mean, it turned out nicely, of course,
yeah,
because he
in a
had honourable
creepy
intentions.
kind of restraining order way.
But you'd been told, hadn't you, by someone had warned you against dating anyone from JLS?
Oh, yeah, because, like... Yeah, well, the girls, we were doing really well at the time, and I remember having this meeting with our A&R manager, and I remember him saying to us, it's going really well, you know, it's quite hard for girl bands because girls have to like you and not feel intimidated, and we want to feel like we're one of the girls. And the only thing you can do to mess it up is, like, date someone from a boy band. Like, if any of you date JLS, then you're screwed. And I remember thinking... Whoa, OK.
Were you already dating him then?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
and
no.
so we were sort of dating in secret, like, at his house and in my house, and, yeah, that was it. And
But that is weird, because there is that illusion that the younger fans want to have, that somehow either they're your friend and you're not doing... Have you had that, Ellie? Have you ever been steered away from, like, a public romance, or have you been asked to keep things quiet?
I have, actually. I'm not going to lie.
the same.
Yeah. But I think it's true. They want the boy bands and the male singers to appear single.
And how long were you with Marvin from JLS? Because he took your phone out of your bag, didn't he?
Yeah, he did the same thing.
And do your kids, do they like the Saturdays music? Do they listen to the music that Mum made before they appeared?
No. And do you know what? Because my daughter loves Little Mix. She's obsessed with Little Mix. And I'm like, you know, Mummy was in a girl band. She's like, yeah, but Little Mix are just so cool, aren't they? and I said, well, you know, Little Mix were on a programme called The X Factor, and they actually come to meet Mummy and ask Mummy for advice and stuff when they were starting out. She's like, they asked you for advice.
OK, so you're doing a music quiz with Marvin.
Yes,
is that right?
yeah.
OK, tell me about this.
We've got a new show coming out together. It starts in a few weeks, actually, called The Hit List.
It's a kind of a quiz based on popular music? What are the rounds?
Yeah, so it's kind of like we do a round that's all about beating the intro. You know, like, it's a game that Marvin and I have played, like, every Christmas, for God knows how long, where you
So someone
play
puts the opening of a song on?
the start of the song.
Is there any Celine Dion? Is Celine Dion playing? You play any Celine Dion?
Oh, is that Celine Dion? You just sound like you.
OK, Ninja Warrior's still going strong, though. And that's a kind of a genuine tough challenge.
It's so tough. It really, really is. And we were the last territory to get it, so they show in America and Japan and...
It's been all over the world,
All
hasn't
over
it?
the world. But it really is the toughest, obviously,
But I've watched the American versions. It's on, by the way, it's on over here. If you haven't seen it so far, it's on ITV Saturday night, 6:30. And it's a big kind of bells and whistles, fun, exciting show. But I've seen people in America finish the course.
Well,
and I don't think I've even seen anyone in the UK do it.
Well, this is the thing. I think in Japan, it took them 7 years to get someone to the top. So this is our 5th series, and I can't say how it finishes, but we get to a point where we just didn't think...
Yeah.
You know, we just didn't think it would be possible.
So well, you're giving it away a little bit.
So someone presses the buzzer.
Well,
in the 50 year, no one's pressed the buzzer.
Well,
yeah, and they never thought... they never thought it would happen.
I think you two...
They never... it's getting to the stage where they didn't think it was going to happen.
No, we get
Hold it, one minute. So you winking, it's very hard to tell.
I'm always winking about it. That's how all the arrests happen.
But so maybe it happens.
We get to the foot of Mount Midoriyama, which is the last obstacle.
Yeah.
We get to the foot. That I can say.
Yeah. I mean, it looks impossible. But do you, Stephen, Alan, do you sit at home and Ellie? Because you could probably do it, Ellie. You're super fit. I've seen you punching things on a hair advert.
Could I do it? Maybe I could probably
You
do a bit of
could.
it.
You could. You'd be very, very good.
Pretty good. Alan,
Well,
you...
listen, I got a personal trainer because I tried to, like, get slim for my wedding, and I was doing star jumps in my back garden, like that. The next-door neighbours, I don't know, were having a fry-up. I thought the smell was coming from the exercise. I thought, Jesus, it's like sausage juice. Honestly. It's true.
Now, Ellie's going to get changed for her big performance, so let's say thank you for now to Ellie Goulding, ladies and gentlemen. Ellie, if you want to stop and get ready, I can't wait to see it. Thank you for being here. OK. Rochelle, lovely to have you on the show. Ninja Warrior is ITV Saturday nights at 6:30. Rochelle Humes, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. And thank you to all my other guests tonight as well, of course. Ramesh Ranganathan, Stephen Graham, and, of course, Alan Carr. This is the final show in the current series. We'll be back later in the year, so hopefully you'll join us then. But now, with 16 performing live, the fabulous Ellie Goulding.
Do you remember when we moved out? My mom said I love you, but it's a small house. We changed up and saved up, gave up our town. We were dangerous, couldn't tame us. What's missing now? Time. Suddenly we got no time. We're so busy doing life that I miss your eyes on mine. If you just focus on me like we were 16 and planning our lives, can I wear your t-shirt and sleep on you while I dream of all the good times when we were 16? Like we were 16. Do you remember the teacher said, you're too young, too stupid, don't lose your head. The years gone and we held on with the best intent. Just two kids who kicked it on MSN. Oh, time. Suddenly we got no time. And we're so busy doing life that I miss your eyes on mine. Oh, if you just focus on me like we were 16 and planning our lives, can I wear your t-shirt and sleep on you while I dream of all the good times when we were 16? Oh, like we were 16. When we were 16. Let's take the love that we found, give it back to ourselves. Sometimes these things don't work out. Sometimes there'll be no one else. They said we never even make it this far, but here we are. Oh, and we're still counting stars like we were 16. Oh, like we were 16. Yeah, like we were 16. Ooh. Like we were 16. Like we were 16.
Holly Willoughby, Emma Bunton and